Hello again, everybody. I had planned on immediately going to the Ancestors' Glade, but it has just occurred to me that the Dark Brotherhood questline cannot be advanced until I do one of the filler assassination quests. And there's one of them like right in this area, basically, so I simply can backtrack to that and go to Dark Brotherhood Stronghold immediately thereafter, and that'll save me most of a much lengthier trip. So I'll do that, backtrack a tiny bit, and then I'll be able to advance with the Ancestor Moth quest. I think I basically just need to turn north here and head not too far away, to kill her and the vampire at the mill where he and his equally obviously a vampire wife live. Who the heck are those people? Oh, those are the Valkyrie people or something? Alright. The Dark Brotherhood questline in general is full of a lot of annoying filler that really pads it out and wastes a lot of your time. It's unfortunate because a lot of these filler missions are the only time you do assassinations in the Dark Brotherhood questline. The main quest of it involves surprisingly little actual assassin type work. This is a sad decline from Oblivion, where the Dark Brotherhood questline was one of the highlights of the game. Besides that, it was just like fairly well done compared to everything else in that generally mediocre game. Almost all of it was actual assassinations, and they were all quite different from each other, encouraging different kinds of play styles and different fun events and whatnot. And you got cool rewards if you were creative about them, rather than just hack and slashing your way through. There, huh? Well, I guess I will... These kinds of beasts I already have to click on. In this game, almost all the assassinations are done in the filler questlines, which are all just like, go to this place, kill this helpless NPC. So, much less interesting, unfortunately. There are, of course, some fairly cool assassinations in the main quest itself. Not as many as I think there ought to be. And the rewards for doing them in special ways are just trash. It's always just simply like 500 more gold, and a game where gold is infinite. So the vampires run this lumber mill, and I guess they like prey on passing travelers and guests at the lumber mill. I don't think of lumber mills as being places that have a lot of guests, but you know, whatever. Also, it's like the only building along a major road, so you would think a pattern of travelers disappearing around here would be noticed. Maybe they're smart vampires and they just like drink some blood without killing their victim, but I don't think anybody in like Skyrim is a smart enough vampire to figure that out. I will basically just go in there with guns blazing and kill them both. Seems easiest. And nobody will miss them because they'll clearly be vampires. When like people look at the bodies.
Well, now, what happened?
They all have like really silly, obviously threatening dialogue. This is so stupid. Assassins fight vampires all the time in this setting. It's like a hourly event. Where's the wife? Oh, okay. Well, if she's asleep, this is relatively easy.
What? Never should have come here.
Wow, she's slow to wake up. A little groggy. Just in time to see me kill her stupid husband. Are you gonna try to drain blood from an Atronach? I guess she's groggy. I'll leave the dust on their bodies to make it obvious what they are. Yeah, whatever. Take some stuff so it looks like a robbery, not an assassination. Not that anybody will miss a couple of vampires. Alright, well, I've just traveled this path, so I might as well fast travel back. Talk to Astrid, and move on with my life. The tenants haven't actually been abandoned, because like if you break into the tenants by doing things like robbing anybody in the Dark Brotherhood or murdering them, you get kicked out. So those ones are still in place at least. And most of them still venerate the Night Mother. So basically the only tenant, and actually a lot of them talk about, so basically all the tenants are still in place, pretty much. So that's a lie, that loading screen.
We need to talk.
You just don't get punished supernaturally for breaking them. This seems like a reasonable, neutral, friendly response.
Something is happening here. I'm not sure entirely what that something is, but, well, we need to find out. If the Night Mother really did give you an order to talk to a contact, we'd be mad to ignore it. And I think we'd both agree, Cicero's brought quite enough madness to this sanctuary. So go. Go to Vollenrude. It's a crypt, pretty far to the northeast. Talk to this Armand Motier.
I think it's mostly just north from here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Better turn on the quest. Yeah, it's basically... Yeah, she's right. Okay. Northeast. My recollection was wrong. So, Hjalti immediately suspects that she's trying to keep him out of here and stop him from investigating further by just meeting him at the door and sending him away. But he feels like it's wisest to play along for the time being and pretend that he suspects nothing. She might just be talking sense after all. But even if she's not, it's never any use to give away that you're suspicious. It's best to let people think that they have duped you until it's too late and you can spring a counter trap on them. He doesn't need to brag and impress people, he can just be content to win in the end. Is that the funeral service for the little girl who was murdered? Are they still doing that? I'm not sure. I would have thought they would have triggered that event when I walked into town for the first time.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
I'm tempted to feed on that person's vampire seduction, but I'll refrain.
Take care with those flames. Whoa.
Man.
What's the magic?
3 for 3. Okay, so the path to the Ancestor Glade, as I recall, is not all that clear. It's not simply the most direct route, and it's not necessarily on the road or any path that branches off of it, unless I've simply missed one in the past. I've only done this one time after all, and not fully explored it. But I think I basically need to go further on the road than I would expect from the map, and then turn back toward it. Let's see. Yeah, so if I recall correctly, I need to go on further, basically. I could try going up here, we can see if it lets me through. But I don't think it will. I think I'll hit like a dead end or a place where I'd have to scale the cliffs or something silly like that. No, is that like a Spriggan? Yep. I wonder if we should do pretty good DPS to it. I wonder if we can kill it before it heals. Yeah, well. Neat. That was an easy little dungeon. Well, I guess the reward matches. Can't complain. Yeah, I don't feel like Hjalti would try to climb that mountain that way. You can make it up, I'm sure, with like a lot of jumps, but it doesn't seem like a thing a real person would do. So, he'll try to find another better way up. Is that the... No. I'm not doing your stupid Daedra quest. No! Bad dog. I'd rather fight these bandits than do your stupid Daedra quest. Is that like a bear? I'd rather fight a bear than do your stupid Daedra quest. Quest sucks. Wow, they gave away who he is and everything? I'll talk to the stupid dog.
You are exactly what I was looking for.
It's not even weird to have a dog talk in this setting. Is that bear hostile to me or not? Can't tell, but I don't trust it. Yeah, it's the Clavicus Vile quest. What are those, like bandits or something? No? One of them is human, that'll solve my problem better than this river would have. I appreciate having this mage here. It means I can get away with fireballs. Not need to worry about mana. Ooh. That guy being a flimsy bandit is not so good for me. How close am I to leveling my destruction? Close. Very close. Ooh. Cast a spell at me. Yeah, I mean you. Cast a spell at me. That's a knife. There we go. I've already started running, but you can stab me in the front or not at all. That's how this is going down. I really want to drink one of their blood. I thought I need kind of just one of them down, not both. But... yes. Atronach, don't kill him. Drat. Double drat. Well, guess it's alright. I'll find another victim or somebody asleep or something. So, random bandits who've got a camp nearby, and I'll jump the stream. Now, is this path what I'm looking for? I think it's going in the right direction. Right, I got distracted from talking about Clavicus Vile's quest. It's really not that awful, I just don't feel like doing a pointless side quest at this point. But yeah, if the blacksmith in town asks you to find like a dog, they saw wander around, and you find the dog, and what do you know, it's Barbas, the hound of Clavicus Vile, who doesn't really have anything to do with him, but just shows up in his quests for some reason. Clavicus Vile is like the Daedra of screwing over everybody who makes a deal with him ever. He has never played legitimately with anybody, and never ever made a fair bargain. And yet for some reason he still has worshippers, even though he's the god of screwing over his worshippers. There's all kinds of Daedra who will actually grant you useful things if you worship them. Why would you choose the worst one? But anyway. Basically you just need to go into his lair and clear out a whole bunch of random vampires, then do a bunch of other garbage for him, and then you can either keep this totally worthless axe that he wants for some reason, or you can get his mask, which is actually a fairly useful headgear. I mean, it grants matchless bonuses to your ability to sell things for a good profit and whatnot, but I don't really need any more money, so not useful to me. Whatever. Fall in.
Reach Ancestor Glade soon.
Shut up. I guess we can have Serana tag along again. So another one of these.
Not very impressive.
This is a natural wonder
If this ends up
of
being a wasted
an
trip,
underground forests. Oh, sure. Threaten like the actual useful human. Night spawn. I'll let you live for now. So, the fact that there's like 20 of these underground forests in Skyrim really detracts from what, like, an amazing wonder they ought to be. I feel like if they just had one or two of them, they would impress a bit better. And if they did other kinds of remarkable things you can find in other places. But there's like 20 underground forests.
No one's been here in centuries.
Don't know how you judge that.
I doubt there's any other place like
There's a 20.
It's beautiful.
I agree with the beauty part at least, I guess. Okay. So. Water. But it looks like it's a hot spring, so you won't mind getting his feet wet in that. Take off his metal boots and wade on in. So, this is a totally unique quest in Skyrim that you don't really need to kill anybody for it, as far as I can recall. You basically just, like, go around and do these simple tasks for this ritual. Track down, there we go. And then just find the
Hope
moths.
the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
I've never really seen a glimmering myself, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but whatever. So yeah, you just kind of walk around and just find these moths. They're a little hard to see, but moderately fun little quest, and it's a change from everything else you do in this game, so I like that pretty well. It does kind of pose some lore problems, and number one, like, we've never had any kind of explanation of what these moths have to do with anything, And this quest evidently makes it less clear rather than more clear. But also, this is such an easy method to read the scrolls that it doesn't really make sense that it's not done more often. People like the dwarves go to like enormous difficulties and lengths building giant strange machines to read the scrolls, and like the humans have like an order of unique priests who go blind reading them, and all kinds of crazy things like that. When you should just go here and get these moths, and basically that's all you need to do. Now I know they say that it doesn't usually work, in fact it doesn't, you know, it rarely works, but it still should be the very first thing you try. Like, you should fall back on the difficult methods after the moth thing doesn't work whenever you need to read a scroll. So, Mysterious Pillar of Light, don't know why the moths being summoned to me didn't cause that, but, you know, whatever. So I basically just stand in that and...
What now?
Where's there?
It's not like anything else in Skyrim, I can tell you that much. From now or before. There's probably groves like this all over Tamriel. Most people just don't even know what
I mean, there's a
look
knife
for.
left in the tree for this exact purpose, but whatever. Okay, so you just go in here and you read the scroll. And it'll auto-read them in the correct order if you just start with the blood one, which is at the top of the list. Kelty was, of course, nervous about the chance of going blind or something like that. But he trusts Dexian pretty well to know what he's doing when he's not being ordered to do something stupid. Kelty feels kind of bad about that. This whole vision was a missed opportunity. They could have showed you all kinds of crazy things and foreshadowed this or that, or raised this kind of question and given that kind of interesting answer, instead of just showing you this weird map with like Markarth in the bottom left there and Solitude, I guess, in the top right, and a vague suggestion of where to go, sort of. Which was supposed to treat as like an exact explanation of what we're supposed to do, but whatever.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. Are you okay? Almost thought I lost
I'll
you
reply
there.
to this
You went as white as the snow.
kind reply with a feigned kind reply.
I never trusted those damn scrolls. Who knows what those things could have done to you? Just look at Dexian.
That's like,
What about Ariel's
whatever,
bow?
our
Do you
fault.
know where we can find it?
I don't
Then
know
it's
how the
almost
scrolls
over.
let me know that from
We
what
can
we saw,
finally
but
rewrite
whatever.
the prophecy as we see fit.
What are you talking about? When were we ever trying to do that? When was that our motive? Like, as far as you know, I'm actually trying to work with Harkon here. Nothing any of us is doing makes any sense.
Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
How? Why? Nothing makes sense. I get dumber just thinking about the plot of Dawnguard.
Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time
I
to
think
time.
she did
but
too, which is why
it's
she's
hard
wrong
to
about most of
track.
this stuff that she's about to say.
As far as I know,
The
though,
bow was
it's
in
never
basically
been
every
held by a
Elder Scrolls game
vampire.
except for Oblivion.
That would be a new one.
So, probably has been held with vampires before, but never mind that.
Ariel is one of the elven gods.
This much is true.
with
He's
the
the
rest
equivalent of
them in
Akatosh,
periods.
basically.
The way I've heard it, the sun represents
This part
the
is totally
connection
wrong,
from our
though.
world to theirs.
The sun is the hole left in the sky by the god
Supposedly,
Magnus in
it draws its
particular,
energy from the sun
who
itself,
doesn't necessarily live with the
which
other
is why
gods.
it shows up in that prophecy.
Oh, are we being attacked here or something?
Where'd you come from?
I don't remember that at all. What are these, Dawnguard? How did they find it? Why don't we join forces with them? They're not actually our enemies. Apparently. If we're working with... whatever. So I'll get an Atronach in on this, and I guess I will try to find one of them like in Fury or something. Which ones of them are the least sturdy? And how can I use Saran as a human shield most effectively? Can I bash people with her? That would be a great feature. I guess we'll just focus fire this more. My Atronach distracts some of the others. That could work. Can't tell what the others are doing. My Atronach should be dead by now. Ooh, that one almost got me, I think. I would probably live one crossbow bolt, but that's the thing I want to do. Alright. Wow, there's a lot of them. Was that one of their armored trolls? Okay. So I think what I'm going to do here is a frenzy spell. Hopefully make some of them turn against each other. The troll we must like absolutely concentrate our fire to bring down. Hopefully the troll and the Dawnguard over there will start fighting each other or something. But the troll will very slowly chip Serana down. I don't like that the other Dawnguard don't have anything to distract them right now. And I don't like that I'm low on magic. And I don't like they have to run toward the troll, because this place is so confusing and... don't have a great way out of this situation. Dodging okay there, but now the Dawnguard can come up behind me. Couldn't do much about it. Who's over here? Is this the troll? Yes, okay. The troll could probably kill me one hit, I'm not sure. I don't feel like chancing it. Some good dodging work so far this fight. Do we have anybody else up here? No? Good, this is a good place to make a stand then. Take out this last Dawnguard. Is it the last one? I think it is. Gotta keep our eyes on that troll though. And hopefully Serana and I have enough DPS to bring down a regular troll. Pretty sure we do. Armored trolls, by the way, are not actually truly armored. They have armor on them cosmetically, but they have the exact same stats, I think, as regular trolls, which is sad. So, but whatever. It's also silly to have Dawnguard having successfully trained them when they're always said to be completely untrainable in previous games, I think. Ooh. My computer I thought was plugged in here, but it might be that it decided I didn't want to use this particular outlet. So I think I will actually save this here so my computer doesn't shut off mid-video, and kill that troll next time. Alright. Cliffhanger. Have a great day, everyone.